received.
Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, and don't give up the fight. No, them call me half caste or whatever. Well, me don't depend on nobody side. Me don't depend on the black man's side nor the white man's side. Me depend on God's side. The man who created me, who caused me to come from black and white.
Robert Nesta Marley, better known as Bob Marley, was a Jamaican musical genius who conveyed his very important message through reggae music. He was born to Norval Marley and Cedella Booker on February 6, 1945, in Trenchtown, Jamaica. Bob Marley, pictured here as a young man, was bullied in his youth for being of mixed race. They called him White Boy. He and his mom moved to Wilmington, Delaware for about a year. There he worked at a Chrysler auto plant for 7 months. He moved back to Jamaica and he met the love of his life, Alfreda Anderson. They married in 1966. While growing up, he always had a love of music, but along with his friends, Peter Tosh and Bunny Livingston, they created a band called the Wailing Wailers. Their first recorded song was Judge Not. In 1962, after the band became a success, they later renamed as Bob Marley and the Wailers. As the band matured, the music evolved from Jamaican ska to reggae, which in reggae, it emphasizes the fourth beat. Bob Marley also evolved. While he was led by his belief as a Rastafarian, his music became more spiritual and purposeful. An important symbol of the Rastafari are their colors, red, gold, and green, and the Lion of Judah. To better understand Bob Marley's influence and stance against oppression, we have to better understand where he comes from. Jamaica is the most well-known province in the West Indies, with an estimated population over 2.5 million people. In the late 1400s, Columbus sought gold, but found none. Their early economy, much like the U.S., was dependent on the slave trade. In the 1930s, with the Depression, the banana and sugar market crashed. These were very important resources for Jamaica. This led to the creation of the first two warring political parties, the JLP, the Jamaican Labour Party, and the PNP, the People's National Party. These warring parties continued to divide and create more poverty for the people of Jamaica. After 300 years of Jamaica being under British rule, in 1962, they won independence. However, the unrest continued. Through the 60s and early 70s, the spatial inequality and political violence escalated over the differences between the JLP and the PNP. Jamaica sank further into an oppressed state. Because of his influence as an artist, Bob Marley was asked to choose a side. While he stood for peace and chose neither side, many believed that he was shot by one of the warring parties. 2 days after he was shot, he performed a free concert in Jamaica and brought the two parties together. After this concert, he grew as an international star, proving his influence for change by bringing the two Jamaican prime ministers, Norman Manley and Alexander Bustamante, together. In 1980, He played a big role in the liberation of Zimbabwe from Rhodesia.
It was the policy of keeping Africans in their place, which by 1965 made Rhodesia illegal in the eyes of the world.
I don't believe in black majority rule ever in Rhodesia. Not in 1,000 years.
Bob wrote a song called Zimbabwe. Matthew Mashitina, Zimbabwe. I liberate Zimbabwe. And when the song got to Zimbabwe, the freedom fighters embraced that as their anthem.
Along with helping Zimbabwe gain their independence in 1978, he received the Third World Champion for Peace Medal. Bob Marley had truly become a global icon for peace and a soul rebel. As Bob Marley continued to tour the world and spread his message of one love, his health began to fail. He was diagnosed with skin cancer in late 1980. He retreated to Germany for cancer treatment, then later flew to Miami, where he died on May 11, 1981. His body was flown to Jamaica for funeral processions.
Triumphantly, we all must sing. All must sing. All must sing. I search and I search. Great book of mine.
Bob Marley is one of the most recognizable reggae artists of our time. He took a stand against political violence, persecution, and spatial inequality all over the world, but especially in his home of Jamaica. He now joins the kings of music. Bob Marley, the soul rebel. Me don't dip on black man's side, me don't dip on white man's side, me dip on God's side.
Come to break down pressure, rule equality, yeah. Wipe away transgression. Set to captive free. Rastafari. I shall be shared.